Learn the art of investing on Moneywise.
Hello and welcome to the Moneywise Podcast. Hey, my name is Jude Fernando and I'm your host on this episode. And welcome to another episode where, with the help of an expert, we remind you to invest wisely, help you to take control of your finances and spend smarter. Now, talking about investing wisely, with education costs rising every year, it's no secret that a good education, say skilled training, and even future endeavors like higher studies require significant financial resources. And that's why experts have always suggested that an early investment helps. An early investment planning also ensures that you don't have to face the financial stress when these expenses arise. So, more importantly, starting early allows your money to grow substantially over time. So, when it comes to financial planning for children or investing, who better than a financial advisor to give us some expert advice, right? So on this episode, I'm catching up with Hrushikesh Swain, financial advisor. He's a fellowship from the Insurance Institute of India. He is a NISM and CRISIL certified wealth manager. Rishi, good to have you here. How are you doing? Welcome to the Moneywise Podcast.
Thank you. I am well.
Thank you, Rishi. Thank you for making some time to be part of this episode. Well, you began your career in the IT industry, right? You're a software engineer. Your journey weaves together technology and finance. Tell us what inspired you to become a financial advisor, and what do you enjoy most about your work, Rishi?
I am from software industry, and where coding was my profession and also a passion. So I developed a ERP software which is meant for pharma business. So when my first child was born, that was a pivotal moment of life which prompted me to embark on an investment journey. So as time passed, my interest in personal finance grew, and I started reading various columns, articles on personal finance. This also inspired me to assist my friends, relatives with their investment strategies. Gradually, that transferred my passion into my professional endeavor. Today, I have streamlined my ERP business by outsourcing the sales and service part. So it allows me to concentrate fully on my work as an MFD or as an advisor. So this shift has enabled me to pursue my passion on personal finance, my own investments, still very much into investment myself also, while continuing to support my clients in achieving their financial goals.
Very nice, very interesting. Now, having shared that with us, let's move into financial planning for children. There are many questions like, are we saving enough? What should we prioritize? These are questions frequently asked by young parents. What's your advice? When should parents start planning for their children's future? And what are some common mistakes parents make, Rishi?
Sure. Children are an immense source of inspiration to us, many parents. So at times they also become the reason for our growth. Ensuring better future, a protected future for them becomes our prime responsibility. And this should be core of our future financial planning. You asked when this would start. This would start as soon as the child is born. Mm-hmm. Importantly, because time is a powerful ally when it comes to investing for long-term goals. So the earlier we start investing, the longer our investment time or duration, the better is the scope of growth and the more the benefits from the compounding effect. So since you start early, you will have enough time to build a more sizable corpus. And the preparedness for as you earlier mentioned, the rising education cost. The education inflation is as high as 11% now in India. So that also helps. As far as the common mistakes are concerned, I will say the major mistake we do is not having a long-term vision and not aligning our resources or investments with those long-term goals. The second one, I will say our portfolio is heavily overweight with fixed income products. Fixed income products, the issue is largely they can beat inflation, and neglecting inflation and the effect of inflation means we are losing a lot of purchasing power from that corpus in future. There is also another common mistake that a lot of time we are not aligning with our own risk profile. The asset allocation we do with investment is not in sync with our own risk profile. We end up, buying a lot of, as you said, a lot of traditional products, fixed income products, and more importantly, we are also carried away by, products carrying a name like children's plan. So that is also a mistake. We should make proper research if products are really suitable to us.
All right. You mentioned asset allocation. Talking of which, how can mutual funds help parents effectively plan for their children's future milestones, especially keeping the long term plan in mind?
Investing in mutual funds actually offers a range of benefits. As I said, it's asset allocation, diversification through asset allocation, and also mutual fund offers professional management, minimal fee, and the potential for long-term, as we are talking about the inflation beating growth. Apart from that, flexibility and liquidity of mutual fund compared to other traditional saving methods. So we take advantage of that institutional capabilities of the mutual fund in terms of knowledge and skills and give the responsibility to the skilled fund manager, which is mutual fund vehicle is more tax efficient than other traditional products. Then there is another benefit called SIP or systematic investment plan that helps us a disciplined way of investment, especially for the salaried class on the monthly cash flow matches with the monthly cash flow, and you automate your investment in an affordable way. And also it helps, SIP investment also helps rupee cost averaging in the volatility market. There is a saying like little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. So ship by ship can make a big of course in long term.
Right. Planning is very important, especially making these considered decisions. And, say that the young parents may not have like a detailed budget or an, say, accounting habit to know all the details, but there are certain heads of expenses to be made for the parents. Right. Now, having said that, how can parents balance their own financial goals, Rishi, when it comes to saving?
I think prioritizing those different goals, financial goals, is very important.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you one example. Like you can first segregate those goals in terms of say times. So like horizon will be short term, medium term, or long term. So there is another way you can prioritize. Like there are some financial goals are urgent. They are very short term but urgent. There are some very important, like your child's future planning or your retirement planning. So we have to give enough emphasis on those which are important and also channelize our investments diligently first. So budgeting is one thing that helps planning this, and not to forget building one emergency fund before starting the investment or before starting a long-term investment is very essential, which will work as a cushion, because sometimes we have seen someone has done the planning very diligently and also started saving, but some emergencies came and they have to break the investment and everything gone. So we have to restart or reset. So having an emergency fund a must. So that will safeguard the plan, safeguard the investments, and the investment will be in track for long.
All right. Now, talking about the investment track, how often should parents track their investment portfolio? Should they also review them quite often, especially keeping their children's future in mind, Rishi?
Let's understand what is the necessity of once the plan is in place,
right,
and once you start executing it, what is the necessity of reviewing it periodically? With time, sometimes, so our risk profile also changes, family status also changes, income level also changes. You get a promotion, or in some unfortunate cases, someone loses the job, maybe temporarily. And there is a new member in the family, new addition in the family, or in some cases, maybe a death or maybe a divorce. So you have to realign accordingly. So for that, reviewing is necessary. I would say every year, at least once, should sit and review the investments and take necessary modifications or steps to realignment the new reality.
Right. And you also mentioned some unforeseen circumstances and the event of death, unfortunate event of, say, of a parent's untimely demise. How can one ensure their child, seamlessly receives the intended funds, Rishi?
That thing we have seen during COVID time.
Mm-hmm.
So there are few things. One is what we call the risk management that is done through, say, term plan is must. Then whatever investment we are doing, we must not forget to add the nominee. We must do the nominations for all the investments. And after that, also we must create a will. In our country, if a person dies intestate or without a will, the inheritance law, it takes over. It comes to effect, which could complicate actually the child's life. So we may think that whatever we are doing in our absence, family, children or wife, they will be the beneficiary, but it's not so. The law is something else. So we must create a will to safeguard our child's future. Can be done in a plain paper also, can be registered also. Then there is another thing, in case of very unfortunate thing like both the parents are. So for that there is a thing called testamentary guardianship. Someone you trust, maybe a friend or brother, whoever you trust, you can take their consent as in that case they become the legal guardian of the child. So these are few steps. You should consult a financial advisor who will guide.
Thank you, Rishi. And as an investment plan, instills financial discipline. What's your key advice for parents to stay disciplined and also achieve their financial goals for their children?
First thing is make the investment automated. Like we spoke about SIPs. So every month, let that part be taken care of. Don't worry about the volatility of the market. Stay patient, stay for long term for the goal to be achieved, till the goal to be achieved. And regularly, as you spoke earlier, regularly monitor the progress and don't do any, whimsically withdrawals or impulsive withdrawals for some reason. And stick to the plan. That is the first thing. And do the investment automated. And don't also react to the short-term noises or newses or the short-term volatility of market. Stay in the course. That is one thing. Another thing I'll add here is try some financial literacy among the children. When they are very young, start with the concept of currency, online money, bank accounts, ATM. Then as they grow old, teach them about what is income, what is expense, what is saving and what is investments. Then when they become teens, teach them about what is a job, what is ethical learning, what is taxation, all those things. Because otherwise they will learn these things from other sources. Maybe they will learn it wrong. So it's better to teach them ourselves the basics. So it will also help in that. Also, we should plan generational wealth. We should be looking ahead, not just covering the higher education of the children or the marriage of the children. Also, the wealth able to accumulate, how it is seamlessly passed to the next generation without any hiccups, without any issues. So we should also think once the corpus is built, so we should also think of those areas, cover those areas. So as parents, we have a profound desire to provide the best possible opportunities for our children, be their education, higher education, marriage, or future financial well-being. These significant milestones require substantial financial resources, and investing early is crucial to secure the future of the child.
Thank you for that piece of advice. That was Hrushikesh Swain, financial advisor. So you heard it from the expert himself. Start early, invest regularly. This will ensure you have the funds when your child needs them the most. Thank you, Rishi, for guiding us through financial planning for children. It was good to have you on our episode of the Moneywise podcast. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
You're listening to Moneywise, brought to you by Bandhan Mutual Fund. Check out the rest of our series for more insights on investment and personal finance. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.